Thank you for joining. If you've been here before, welcome also. Today is just another great webinar series. And this time, it will be hand, right? So we have Jessica with us, Jessica Sinclair, and she's going to talk about network like you mean it. So I'm just going to go over some housekeeping, how it's done here. Basically, Jessica will speak for some time about give you some tips that she has about networking, and then we'll open it up to Q&A. You can either drop your questions in the Q&A. You also have the chat. You can drop your question there, or you may raise your hand. If you raise your hand, I'm going to unmute you to speak if you raise your hand, right? If that happens, you also have to unmute yourself to speak as well. Only if you raise your hand, all right? Other than that, you have the Q&A, all right? So Jessica, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to let Jessica do the honor of introducing herself and letting you know what she's all about and the information she has to share. Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you so much to the platform, to yourself for seeing the value. It's an honor to be here. I'm so glad, Corinne, if you're listening, if you're there, thank you so much for the introduction to this queen. So yes, my name is Jessica Sinclair, and I am a cardiac specialty RN. I practice part-time. That was a decision that I made, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. I also have two platforms, Nurses of Integrity, where I empower nurses to fall back in love with the practice. I am the creator of this amazing platform, Network Like You Mean It, where you need to utilize skills strategically, and we'll talk about those tips later. I am also a board member of Fearless Women, and that is another empowerment group. So one thing you'll always find out or always know about me, it's about people first, community first. And I found that I had a lot of gifts that the bedside didn't allow for me to really fulfill my purpose. So again, I love healthcare. No shade to healthcare workers, but I think we all have something greater, something bigger that we have to contribute to our community for it to thrive. And so I love teaming up with platforms like the Alliance because it allows me to continue on the discussion to help my people get to that next level. So I hope you guys learn from me today, even if it's one thing where you can go tell a friend to tell a friend. I am also the best-selling author of Network Like You Mean It, A Nurse's Journey to Entrepreneurship and Purpose. And I'm just so glad for the support. So thank you. Click on the link. We'll put that later and grab that book because storytelling really can change your life. So thank you again for having me. Am I going right in right now? Can I do my thing? Okay. Okay, perfect. So by the show of hands, I want to know how many persons have created a vision board, because I love vision boards. And I want to start out with that because that's how you start mapping, right? Mapping where you want to go. So could I see a show of hands? Or doctor, could you tell me if anyone's raising their hand? Because I think the vision board is so important before you start navigating networking. It allows you to create the foundation and the vehicles. So one thing I realized before I knew I wanted to network, I wanted to know where do I want to go? Who do I want to connect with and why? So the vision board allowed me to see these different images. I love images. I love the universe where you put something out there, you will receive it. That is a fact. You can take that to the bank, okay? You see it, you can execute it. So please, those of you who have not created a vision board for 2020, I do a vision board every 6 months because things change. With COVID-19, a lot of opportunities that I worked so hard for got, dismantled. So then I had to pivot with my vision board. Vision board should not be stressful. It, in fact, should be stress-free. You should be excited to see things manifest before it actually happens. Grab a cocktail, grab a glass of wine. So I wanted to start off with that because the vision board will allow you to see where you want to go. Once I had established my
Jessica, just want to say, Yannick raised her hand that she had a vision board. So I just wanted to put that out there.
excellent, excellent.
Okay.
I love it. I love it, girlfriend. You know, and before I talk about the first tip, also your vision board can really be on your phone. I love my phone. I screenshot things. There's words on my phone. I'm being very transparent right now with you guys. And so my vision board is on my phone. You can also do a vision board on a wall, if you will, where you're always there to see it. So once I created my vision board, I had to figure out what my why was, because life is always moving, because you're always stimulated by the news. First of all, I don't even have a TV. This is a fact of myself that I'm sharing, because I realized that reality TV, when I was starting in 2020, I started around 2016. The reality TV was just taking me away from that vision board. So I encourage you guys to watch TV in segments, but I digress. So my why has to be established, because you may be a mother, you may be a father, you may be a board member. The list can go on. So once you establish your why, and what that why means is, this is what I want. This is what I want to achieve. This is where I want to be. It may be for family. My why, if you hear my interviews, it's always the same. It's always to change my trajectory for my family, because they came here from Jamaica. I'm the only American born. So there was things that I knew I can probably have access to, because I'm the American child. And that is something that I too talk about a little bit more in depth in my book. It's that part is called The American One. You won't believe how differently I think compared to my siblings. I'm the youngest of 5. So I think that's something unique. So when you know your why, my dad's a cab driver. For me, it was like, okay, how am I gonna have vehicles that one day I can say, Dad, don't go to work anymore? Your why needs to be attached, guys, to something that has nothing to do with dollars. Because like COVID-19, like I told you, a lot of the things I secured dismantled. Why do I keep going on? I keep going on because I have such a solid why, that no matter what is going on around me, it will keep me on course. It will keep me on course to network like I mean it, because I can't go back, to where I was prior. I have to keep going on. The why will keep you so focused, guys, because it's like the boomerang effect. It'll always come back because you put it out there. Another example of a why could be financial literacy. You want to take more courses. So then you're going to align yourself with persons that teach that. Your why doesn't have to be, oh, I want to start a business tomorrow. I think a lot of people get that a little bit misconstrued. Your why is a motivational source, okay? So we need to establish that once the vision board is up there. The vision board is in your mind. Why? Why me? Why do I want this so bad? A lot of persons always say, oh my God, you're always on social. You're always posting something. Why? Because the community, I know they need this material. There's nights that I don't sleep. Honestly, I keep on going because of my why. One of the great things I love about the why process, I always have a notebook. This is a steno pad, a legal pad, but if I had my notebook, it says why on there. And at night, for me, guys, I'm more creative. Your body's at rest. The power of the body at rest. And this is a nurse talking in me right now, because you're going to get a lot of different Jessicas. That wellness piece, guys, is everything. And it took a while for me to understand that. Once you are calm, you'll notice that your why will look different sometimes based on how you feel. So I challenge you guys to go to the dollar store, get a notebook, and have it at your bedside or your night table or wherever. And so you'll see that your mood will change the why, but the why can't be shifted. When I say it can't be shifted, it's cement. It will keep you going. So I wanted to put that tip out there. The why has to be established, because as you network with persons, their time, their life, everything changes. So your why will keep you going steadfast, has to be established. One of the other things that I want to talk to you guys about is social media, because I know we may have a lot of different age groups watching, and I love my millennials. I'm on the cusp, as I love to say, but I always love to be surrounded by older persons. I think it has to do with me being the youngest, and there's such a big gap between us siblings. But I love you guys. I love the older person because you guys have the knowledge, but you're not showing it well on social media. By a show of hands, how many people are using social media to leverage their voice? We all have a story. It doesn't have to be, again, about a business. Storytelling allows people to learn more about you. I want to talk about 2 social media platforms. I'm not going to talk about Facebook in this particular discussion. I want to talk about platforms where nobody kind of knows you. Facebook is like your friends, your family. I want to talk about Instagram right now and LinkedIn. The reason why this is tip number 2 is because once I know my why, I have to make sure that I'm showing the world who I am in the best light, in the best way possible before I even get to network, right? You have to understand that we're building this foundation by foundation. So Instagram is a great vehicle because hashtag is king, okay? And if you want to see, I'm going to use a financial expert, the financial literacy expert. If you want to know where John Brown is at your next event, you have to use the hashtags that John Brown uses. And I think that my older population, they still don't get it. And you guys are our resources. So I need you guys to rise to the occasion because I need your help. Michelle needs your help, and I think you guys are doing a disservice out there because you're not rising to the occasion. So I need you guys to go to your Instagram search, and I'm going to do this right now just because I love visualization. I'm going to turn this around. So for instance, you're going to go to your Explorer page, the glare, and on your Explorer page, you have the option to hashtag. You have the option, to put in a message. So if I put financial literacy here, you're going to hit the hash. It says tags. This, I know there's a glare, but go on Instagram, get an Instagram account today. It's free. It's going to allow you to build the tribe up and also see what the experts are saying. They're using Instagram because it works. If you are on Instagram, there's so many persons, pay me to be your social media manager. People are making millions of dollars right here at their home, right here at their table, because they're leveraging the hashtags. So if you're putting a picture up, guys, on social media, this is a woman here who's a nurse. This is my Nurses of Integrity page. She looks great. Okay, this young lady has 400 likes. I'm not chasing a like. I'm telling you guys right now. What I am doing is showing you the quality. Okay, so again, before you even want to network like you mean it, you got to clean up your social media because this is your storefront. If you have a website, okay, is it a Wix website? And I'm not, no shade, but you had that the first year. My first year I had a Wix. My second year, if you see where I'm going here, I had my own website built. You have to continue to build up where you're at. You can't stay at the free Wix page forever because we're in a society where people are looking at that. They may not even work with you. And I'm being honest because as I go around different communities, these are the things they tell me. They're like, oh my God, you have your own copyright at your website? I'm like, who cares? They're like, it matters. So one thing I love to do is give you guys real life experiences, if you will. So back to the Instagram. Look at this lady's lighting. I'm seeing a lot of Gen X's lighting. It's terrible. I'm going like this. I'm swiping up. I'm no longer engaged. This is real. You guys have so much to offer. Clean up your social media. You also have filters that, and I'm going to do a social media webinar. I would love to come back here to do that because it takes more time. But guys, look at this other woman's picture. It's like you want to hug her. You want to go into the photo. It could be like you at your desk like this. Serious face. I need you guys to realize this is money here for you. This is even opportunity. And when I say money, I should probably rephrase that. This is opportunity. Opportunity comes from all different ways. It may not be money. It may be pro bono work. But some of you guys are missing opportunities because your social media does not look right. This is Instagram. Follow for a follow. But for the most part, what I get out of Instagram is connecting with like-minded persons. I think a comment is coming in. Okay, perfect. So this is something where you can also DM. DM is magical. DM is where you go into somebody. I'm sorry, it's kind of warm here in New York. I don't know where everyone is. The fro, I'm being real right now, is shrinking, honey. You guys know me, I keep it real. Okay, how do I go in a DM? Fair question. I'm acting like, you know, you guys are asking me, right? You hit the house, because I see my Gen X's. I love you guys. You hit the house, right? This is like a, what do you call it? An airplane that you throw in the air. This is king. This is how you can talk to someone about a post. Conversation is everything, especially during COVID. And you say, hey, so nice to meet you. You're still going to be professional in that space. You won't have a header like an email. But Gen X's, we don't want to really talk to you via email. We want it now. We want to talk to you now. I think you guys have to shift your mindset. And you're going to say, hey, Jessica, I love that post. Any way we can talk in the next few days, and then we'll talk, then that gives me the